One of the primary benefits for every free filtering user is that even with our free account, you get the ability to enforce safe search for everyone in your home who is connected to Wi-Fi. Now, the caveat is that you have to get the DNS settings on your Wi-Fi router changed over to use our DNS servers. You can't use the automatic DNS settings from your internet service provider because they're going to give you a phone book essentially for the internet that will allow anything. So you have to get the DNS settings on your router switched over to free filtering. But if you can do that successfully, then by default, anybody connected to your Wi-Fi router will have the safer versions of the major search engines enforced automatically. And I'm going to give you an example of what that will look like if you're able to enforce the safe search function. Now, right now, for the profile that I'm using in free filtering, I have the strict version of safe search enforced. Some of the search engines provide a more strict level and then a moderate level. Right now, I have the strict level enforced. So I'm going to search for this. And you'll notice that in Google's case, they do return some news articles related to this word. However, there are no links to explicit websites, okay, which there would be if we were not enforcing the strict search on Google. So that's something you have to remember. Each search company, each search engine is making the determination of what is safe or what is not safe. What we're doing is we are saying, hey, if you come to a search on this search engine, you have to use the subdomains that the search engine has identified as their safe search subdomains. I know that's kind of complicated, but this is what happens on Google if you have strict safe search enforced. Here is Bing. In the case of Bing, they don't return any results at all for that search term. Let's try DuckDuckGo. Same thing, no results at all in DuckDuckGo. Let's try Yahoo. Now, Yahoo is going to look a little bit different because Yahoo does not actually have a safe search function that they have built. So what we have to do in their case is we block the search function entirely for Yahoo. And we're able to do that because they send all of their searches through a subdomain called search.yahoo.com. So we just block that subdomain entirely. Now, remember, each search engine determines what they think safe is, okay? So their standards of what a safe search is not going to be up to our standards as followers of Jesus Christ. So you have to remember that sometimes, even with safe search enforced, you might find things or your kids might find things in a search that they really shouldn't, but that the search engines haven't bothered to figure out how to block. Okay. So I do want to let you know that regardless of what we do, um, the results will never be perfect as long as there are people in charge of these major search engines who don't have the same standards as we do. Now, the other thing that we try to do when you have the safe search function turned on for your profile in free filtering is we try to block access to any of the other major search engines. So please do me a favor. If you come across some other search engine in the world that is not blocked when you have safe search turned on, please let us know. We've done our best to go out and find all the other search engines that we can and automatically block them if you flip on the safe search button. But if you come across another search engine, especially if it's in a foreign language, maybe you speak another language. So maybe you use a search engine from another country in a different language. If you find out that search engine is accessible with safe search turned on, please let us know, and we'll look into whether they have a safe search function for their particular company that we could enforce. But if not, we want to block it. So let me know if there are any other search engines you come across that are not blocked entirely with this setting turned on. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. Yes. I would recommend leave these big tech search engines behind. Okay? They don't have your best interests in heart. Most of them are just concerned about profit. Okay? Right now, if I did not have safe search enforced for this number one search engine right here, I could type in the word abortion and there would be sponsored ads at the top of the search engine. And each time that ad gets clicked, Google probably earns $5 or $10. I don't know. I should do some research to figure out how much Google earns each time that one of those sponsored ads for abortion is clicked. So they don't care about righteousness or holiness. The best search engine I have found that appears to be making an effort is a search engine called SwissCows.com. SwissCows.com. Now let's see if it's accessible. Okay, good. This is a company based in Switzerland. All their servers are located in a like nuclear bomb safe bunker in the side of a mountain. Okay, but this is the only search engine I found where they say, "Hey, we will not return explicit pornographic results or links to pornographic websites for anybody. We want to make the internet safer." And they also contribute some of their earnings to helping feed children around the world. So I would recommend make your default search engine SwissCows.com. Now I will say this: um, they use sponsored ads from the Microsoft ad network so that they can earn some income from their search engine. It would be very hard for them as a very small company to go out and find advertisers on their own. So they will host results at the top of their ads from the Microsoft ad network. So you might see a sponsored ad if you were to search for something like abortion, because they probably don't have a way of filtering out those ads from showing in their results. So I think that's probably a little bit of a compromise they had to make to be able to pay their bills, because Microsoft probably does not allow them a way to filter out those results. So those sponsored ads might be returned, but if you click on those, hopefully we'll block them for you, so they would not open. Anyway, that's how safe search works. The main thing is to get DNS enforced from your router. Get the free filtering DNS settings enforced from your router. If your internet service provider has given you a Wi-Fi router that does not allow you to make DNS changes, my recommendation for your family would be to invest in a standalone Wi-Fi router. Buy your own router and then connect it to the equipment from your internet service provider. And then on that router that you own, you can enforce the free filtering settings for everyone in your family. And if you need a recommendation on a router that you could purchase to enforce the DNS settings, if your ISP will not allow it, just let us know. Contact us, and we'll try to help you get a router where you can make the internet safer. Thanks so much. Let us know if you have any questions.